contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is Friday, October 25th. I'm here joined with the lovely Paula Randall.
Good morning.
We have Craig on the schedule today, but
Yeah.
Craig, if you're out there, we have a morning show going on.
Craig, where are you? You know what? There was probably a last-minute basketball game this morning, and they're just like really into it.
Maybe I hope he didn't get hurt or anything.
Oh my gosh! Knock on wood. No.
Right. No.
No. We're gonna think happy thoughts that he's really into a basketball game, and he's okay.
Right. Or he had a late night at karaoke last night.
Or he had a late night at karaoke last night.
That does happen.
Yeah.
Usually he'll come dragging in anyway. But
Right. Right.
Craig, if you're out there, we miss you.
We miss you, Craig. Who knows what Chuck and I will get into alone.
Oh, I know. It's like leaving two kids alone in a candy shop.
I know. What
right?
mayhem can we get into?
Well, speaking of maybe he got trapped in the cold. It is chilly out there this morning.
It is chilly, and I was waiting for the weather because I'm looking at the U.S. National Weather Service for Spokane, and it says, well, Saturday will be warm across the region. A cold front will move through Sunday evening and drop snow levels down to mountain pass levels. So excited!
Right,
So
we got a little bit of news about that coming up later at the end of the weather forecast.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to pull it up.
So today we're looking at a high of 54 degrees, some light clouds and sun, 36 degrees overnight tonight, so not too bad. It's been getting into the 20s actually lately. There he is.
Here.
Good morning, Craig.
Got to get used to this frost thing.
Right.
That's what we were saying.
Did you have to scrape the windshield this morning?
I didn't. I let it defrost.
Gotcha.
A couple extra minutes.
Gotcha. All right. So where did I leave off here? I just did today, right?
Just today.
So tomorrow, 60 degrees for the high. That's actually not too bad.
It's going to be a warm day.
Yeah. Some clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon, 43 degrees for our low overnight. Then Sunday, some rain in the morning, 91% chance of rain with a high of 55 degrees, 37 for the low. But Monday, 52 for the high, 29. Back down into the 20s at night with cloudy skies. 50-30 on Tuesday with partly cloudy skies, 15% chance of rain. Back up to 71% chance of rain next Wednesday with a high of 46 degrees and a low of 30. Yep. Some showers, but then Thursday morning, more showers in the forecast with some snow in the morning.
Yeah, and Wednesday night on my screen, too, it says light rain mixing with snow.
Oh.
Late.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Thursday morning, rain, snow. And then Saturday, it looks like rain, snow on November 2nd.
Right. But then Thursday, the 31st, which is Halloween.
Yeah.
calling for a little bit of snow. It's actually, when I was looking at it yesterday, it just said snow.
Ooh.
So
That would
yeah.
be fun.
I spent couple
So plan warm costumes.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple decades of Halloween in the snow, and I would really prefer it to not.
I know. You're like that Alaskan guy. Just saying. It might be a little fun. Might be cool.
I'm wondering what's going to happen with the road situation for Halloween. I know they gave an update a little while ago. I know they're working as hard as they can to get it done.
I know.
But it's going to be difficult because that main street there is really for Halloween. They're not
It's,
going to be able to have
huge.
kids on the
Yeah.
road.
What I noticed a lot of families do is they actually have like a warm rig to warm up the kids from time to
Right.
time. You know, like an SUV or something.
Well, I'm just saying on Main Street. Main Street
They
is
can't go
dirt
up
right
Main
now.
Street 'cause
They're
it's closed.
They'd have to walk.
and they're trying to get it. They're trying to get ready for paving. I don't even think they're going to let
I was
people
gonna say.
walk on the street because they are. I know my dishes have been rattling off the shelves
Yeah.
because they're compacting.
Yeah.
And we've literally had stuff fall off the shelves in our house with the compacting. We're
Yeah.
just a block off Main.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We will see. We will see. And I keep going to the West Main renovation project on the Public Works page of the city of Chewelah, and it just says, "We are excited to announce the beginning of the West Main Street and Sidewalk Renovation Project." But it's not, there's no updates. So,
You know, again, I appreciate what they're doing, and Lord knows that street needed to be redone.
super needed to be done. Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to not having the traffic diverted
Down your street.
to my normally very quiet, very
Right?
calm street.
Yeah.
That the last couple months has not been quiet or calm.
Uh-uh.
I'm not complaining. I'm waiting for
You're patiently waiting. Yep.
I'm waiting for it to not have to be, where you driving home. I have to pull off to the side 3 times because with the cars parked along the street, there's not always room for 2 cars to pass each other.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people are going
Way too fast.
30, 40 miles an hour down
Yeah.
what's essentially a 1-lane road.
Yeah.
And, people that
Are they doing more than just replacing the road, though? I mean, isn't there septic or sewer lines
yeah, I
and
think-
water lines
Yeah.
under the road? So
yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they were pushing a pipe through across the park, across Valley. And we were wondering if they're starting to bury power.
I wonder.
Because
Maybe.
it didn't look like it was big enough for sewer or water. It was a smaller.
Yeah.
So we're like, gosh. And that was, there were 2 utility trucks that were going down. What is it? That would be, I don't know, west, going down towards Lincoln at the top of Triangle Park. And they were pushing a smaller diameter pipe through. And so we're like,
Like conduit, yeah. Probably
Yeah.
for wiring.
yeah. So it's like, gosh, wouldn't that be cool if they start burying power? That would be.
That actually would be really nice.
Oh my gosh, right? So in winter when the snow hits trees and limbs fall, that they don't take power out for everybody, that would be amazing.
I am hoping they'll do that on our street because the our sewer actually runs through our backyard
Oh my gosh.
through the creek.
Oh
I
my
believe it's
gosh.
grandfathered in. Like there's actually a pipe that runs.
Under your creek?
You can see it. It just runs right through the middle of the creek. And my fear is that someday,
Yeah.
stuff washes down that creek all the time, and someday something heavy is a piece of wood or, as has happened in the past,
Right.
the neighbor's lawn chair after a windstorm
Yeah.
might come rolling down the creek and slam right into that. It's a PVC pipe, It's
Right,
just
or
a plastic pipe. Yeah,
The neighborhood moose that people are seeing in
Yeah.
their backyards,
Yeah.
they might hit that and
Bullwinkle?
step on it.
yeah,
Yes.
and then because the creek is protected, once that pipe breaks, we cannot replace it. We have to pay for the sewage to get rerouted to the front sewer
my
in the front of the road. And I'm
gosh.
hoping if they come along and do that, they will just do that for us as they're doing it
Right.
and get rid of that pipe out of our creek.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that would be epically
Yeah.
awful.
I mean, we have came a long way from like the early, telephone where it had to be an individual line. Have you ever
Right.
seen those old pictures where it's like it looks like a web?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if ice and frost hit all that; it would just turn into
Oh,
a
a
mess.
nightmare.
It'd be
Yeah,
Just a
awful.
nightmare.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So glad for
I-
our advancements.
I do believe our sewer line our house was built in the 1920s, so I think
right?
someone back in the day thought, hey, let's just run it right through the creek.
There won't be any problems here.
Right. I don't see why this would be a problem. Yeah.
Super excited. Well, and for the people that are coming out to my haunt, we open on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll talk about more about that later, but don't let the weather freak you out. You can come through the haunt. You don't have to worry about your tall costumes because it's 8 feet high. And our ceiling is going to be like 10 feet high. So come on out and you'll be able to walk it. in cover. I don't, about waiting to go through. You're going to have to wait, but, we'll make it worth your while.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Well, why don't you get us on that breakfast and lunch menu?
I know. I'm staring at it right here.
And then we'll go into current events, and then we'll let Craig get into the break and let Craig take it away for a second.
That's an interesting looking gourd there.
Right?
Oh, wait. That's pumpkin.
That's a nice gourd you got there.
What are you saying about my gourds? No. All right. On Friday, we have our usual cold variety cereal, or a breakfast smoothie, or super bakery bread, or omelet and hash brown. I hope that they have like a wonderful omelet like bar, and you can say, yes, I would like some green peppers and add a little bit of the Snickers and maybe add a little cheese,
A little Snickers and cheese omelet.
Well, it's a kid's omelet thing. So can't you just see like a kid's face?
Yeah, I heard peppers. I'm like, no kid's going to ask for peppers. They're going to ask for Snickers.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, and
my kids will sit there and eat a pepper like an apple.
Oh, okay.
They love them, or like a bell pepper.
Yeah. Have you
They
seen
love
the
'em.
kids who eat like the onions? They'll just and they eat an onion.
Yeah, no, my kids would not do that.
Yeah, no, we've known kids who've done that, and I'm like, wow, that's hardcore. I mean, maybe a
That is
Walla Walla
hardcore.
sweet, maybe.
It's medicinal.
Have you done it?
I haven't actually just taken a bite out of an onion.
Right?
I wonder if we're spoiled living in the Pacific Northwest with those Walla Walla sweets, because there are no onions
Right.
on the planet that are as good as those. And
We're so good.
and we get them in abundance in this
Right.
region of the country. And I would like, we've lived other places in the country, and they don't have Walla
They don't
Walla
have
sweets.
Walla Wallas.
And you have to go with those like Mayan sweets, and they're just,
They're not as good.
they're not as good. Yeah.
They're not as good.
Nope.
I hear you. And then what's so funny is you're supposed to get, for different recipes, you're supposed to get that tangy, tart yellow onion, or you're supposed to get, and I'm like always going for the Walla Walla. So I always wonder if my recipes are subpar because I'm always using the Walla Walla.
It's just a suggestion.
Just like, no, that's my favorite. Okay, and then the lunch menu is today we have pizza rippers. That sounds really graphic. Salad, and then fruit and veggie.
Sounds either graphic or appropriate for Halloween.
Right? Awesome. Yeah, but Halloween is going to be, we talked about it last Wednesday, the lasagna soup. They should put like some fake eyeballs in that or something.
Or like make it red.
Right? Something.
Well,
oh,
actually,
maybe it is.
It probably is red,
yeah,
actually.
because it's a tomato base.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and then garlic toast to keep away the vampires.
There you go. That makes sense.
But today it's pizza rippers, salad, and then fruit and veggies.
There you go.
So
there you
we
go.
have it.
Perfect. And moving on to the event calendar.
Do you want to do birthdays first?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You are welcome.
Thank you for reminding me. We should get better lighting over there, so someone sitting over there can do the calendar. There's never
I know,
the
there's
lighting,
not
especially because the lighting is in your face. If you're looking at that calendar, it's just black.
It
Yep,
is.
yep.
Can't see it.
It's dark in here, everybody.
Yeah. And we're tired.
We are actually today. We do not have anybody on the calendar.
Shock, dismay.
Yeah, right. Which
Wow.
means if it is your birthday today, that means you have not located anybody with the Chewila Valley Lions Club to get your name on the calendar. You didn't do it last year. You need to do
should
it now
that. Yeah.
to get on the calendar for next year. If
Get
it's
on the
you or a
calendar.
family member
Yeah.
or just someone you want to harass, no, don't do that. Find someone from the Chewila Valley Lions Club. You can contact us here. We can get you in touch with somebody. I believe the Chamber of Commerce knows how to get a hold of some folks. If you know Melissa Allerding, she is doing this as well.
Right.
Yeah, anybody out there, there's a bunch of folks involved with the Lions Club. Let them know you would like to add your name. Time is running out for that. I believe the deadline is in about 6 days. It's the end of the month.
Yeah, gotta
to get
hurry.
there.
Yeah.
Not only to get your name on the calendar, to purchase a calendar for next year, and I believe there are advertisements for businesses as well. So
Yeah, and this is something you look at all the time because it's your calendar.
exactly.
Right?
I see
And-
some familiar ads on this one. So
Right? And I did put my whole family on there.
good.
He
good.
just was like, anybody else? I filled like up a whole, they had little blocks of 4. And he's like, anybody else? And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Now that you ask, sure.
You know what I didn't
All
do?
your pets.
Oh yeah.
Right?
All
Oh
your
my
pets.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't put my pets on. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to call him.
I wonder how many of these names will read off our pet names.
That would be brilliant.
I didn't even think. My dad and we share the same birthday,
Uh-huh.
and I have my name on the calendar, but I don't have my dad's name on the calendar
Oh,
because
you
I
should
was
add it.
I was just thinking Chewila people,
No, I
So-
added my whole family all across the country. And if they had pets, maybe like a little icon next to the name, like a little animal.
That'd be cute.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would actually be cute.
Okay,
I would-
Lions Club people.
You know,
listening
Chewila's
to
kind of like
radio.
the center of the world.
It is.
It is.
It is, yeah.
You
The
know,
center of
Chuck
the
and I
universe,
didn't
yeah.
even hesitate.
But as we
We're
move
egocentric here.
right, right.
Well, when you're awesome, it's kind of hard to be humble.
Chewila exceptionalism, yeah. All right, so
Because we
moving-
have a pyramid.
right.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
The
The
cone.
mountain.
Oh, the mountain or the cone?
Yeah, that's like the source of power for the whole area. You didn't know that?
Oh, the court site.
Quartzite, well, that's just part of it.
Yeah,
It's a
there's a-
system.
Yeah. There's a mountain right to the, if you're heading south on 395.
It's called
right?
Round Top Mountain, I think is what it's actually called.
Because the pyramid over the years has been rounded off over the top.
Yeah, I think that's what that name came from. Yeah.
But it does. It looks like a pyramid.
I
Okay.
wonder.
It's not that
I
it looks
wonder.
like a pyramid. It is a
It is
pyramid.
a pyramid
Okay,
with just
okay,
earth
okay.
that has grown over the top of it. I'm with Craig on this one.
Oh, they still occasionally do discover.
They've been
something
finding
like
them
that.
all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Like actual pyramids that have just
Yeah,
been
yeah.
taken over by the jungle. Yeah. So moving on to the weekend though, on the 26th on Saturday we have Jay Shepard with a birthday. Then the 27th on Sunday we have Gary Roach, Ryan Forsberg, and Evan Shepard with birthdays. Is Monday's not a holiday, is it? Okay. Well, I will leave Mondays for Monday.
For Monday.
Yeah. There you go.
Happy birthday. Happy day. Happy birthday. Yay.
Hey.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you were so close.
I was so close. I thought you were going to do it. All right. So I'm it's early this morning. I'm dragging a little bit.
All right, so I have our event calendar up here.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, today is the 25th. We have the Chamber of Commerce meeting this morning from 7 to 8 a.m. And if you want to go out there, get out there fast. It's still going on. And you can barely get a little bit of the yummy stuff at the Mystiqua Cafe inside the casino for that chamber meeting. And then also today we have adult pickleball going from 9 a.m. to 11:30.
And we've been told that is now. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you were going to get there in the middle school because you were here on Wednesday. You
I
were
was
for
here
that.
on Wednesday. Yeah, well, we didn't know when they were going to start.
Well, I think as of Wednesday they moved that to the
Did they?
to indoors because it's been frosty in the mornings.
Is that at this looks like it's still over at the golf course. So now it's over at the middle school?
That's what I believe, but I would maybe contact someone. I'm sure the people that play pickleball kind of all have.
Kind of know.
I would hope
they
so.
would have like they'd know. So find somebody who plays.
Well, we don't want them slipping out there and
No.
hurting themselves.
No,
you know.
definitely not.
No ER visits, no.
We have this really cool event that Craig will be talking about more, sushi and nighttime karaoke at Fired Up Pizza going on from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that's actually a lot of fun to hear when you're walking down Main Street and you hear Fired Up get kick-started, all the
It is.
karaoke and the music going down.
When you hear them get
Right?
fired
Now we're
up,
getting to that time of the year where we gotta shut those doors, though. But
Oh, I
yeah,
bet,
But you
yeah.
can still hear it because
yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
we should pipe it through the speakers that are on Main Street. Wouldn't that be neat?
Isn't
That would
who-
be cool.
Is it SETI's who controls that? Who does control that?
I believe it's SETI's or Westhoff Construction that controls that. I'm not sure.
I'll have to ask.
Let's
Yeah.
do some research.
Yeah.
And figure out
Yeah.
how they pipe that music in. So
All
we might be
right.
able to splice.
Oh yeah. Maybe you
Nice.
could just hack into it. and
That's
just-
what I'm saying.
Ooh, we have Sam. I can't read the middle
And they'll
name.
never know. They're like,
Sam Kieran Kine. Is it Kindbowers? I can't read
just say Sam. Generally, we try not to do last names.
Oh, I'm sorry.
we should-
Okay.
Well,
Hi, Sam.
Even though they are posting on social media, so people can see their names.
Well,
but
Sam says, glad you mentioned Mr. Fosberg's birthday.
Forsberg, I believe.
Forsberg. See?
Yeah.
I
Well, you
can't
know what?
see an R.
We aim to please here.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you're
Okay.
looking on your phone. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's teeny tiny print, so I can't. Yeah.
it is teeny tiny.
All right, so more stuff happening. Tonight, we have at Bradley's Taekwondo the continuation of The Curse of the Pharaoh. And Sam Bradley was here on Wednesday, and she says that every weekend they change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you went last Friday, it's different. You better come back.
That's
She
right.
says they keep adding a little bit more, and she's like, it's just getting spookier and spookier until it's all out terrifying on Halloween night. So the Curse of the Pharaoh is open from 6 to 9 p.m. At 114 East Main Avenue at the Bradley's Taekwondo Dojo. And it is $15 for adults, which is ages 13 and up.
Yep.
It's $10 for a child, but if you bring a $5 donation for the food bank, you can get $5 off the ticket price for one person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring 3 cans and you have 3 family members, that's $5 off of each of your ticket prices. And all of the funds, of course, go to support Bradley's and their kids going to nationals for keeping the heat on. Sam was saying that it gets really expensive over the winter months to pipe heat into 5,000 square feet of space.
Oh, yeah.
And also, for scholarships for things like camp and class.
Yeah.
So very, very exciting. And that is going on Friday and Saturday. And then on...
Oh, I'm sorry, I was zoning out. Did you talk about bringing a donation for the food bank?
Chuck, you're having a moment.
I am having a moment.
She didn't reiterate it, but yeah, she did mention it.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
I did,
For a $5 discount.
Discount per
That's
ticket.
right. Thank
yes.
you. Thank you.
I was like, is he joking right now?
We're on different speeds. I think Chuck and I are on about the same speed.
Yeah,
Paula, you're just clicking a little faster than us today.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get there. More caffeine, more caffeine.
I was reading ahead, and
I hate zoning out. I hear it. All right. So we have a bunch. We have a plethora of stuff, a cornucopia of stuff happening on Saturday.
Yes, we do.
As people get ready for the wonderful candy, sugar high season here, we have a trunk or treat from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Chewelah Golf Course and Country Club. And I believe the Rockabilly Space Force is also at the Golf Course and Country Club. So you go and you do the trunk or treat from 2 to 5 at the golf course. And then the costume and dance party with Rockabilly Space Force is going from 6 to 8. So very, very, very cool over at the golf course. And then, of course, we have our annual chamber auction and gala. And that's going on from 4:30 until 8 p.m. at the Mistaqua Casino Hotel.
And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you are out of luck. They are sold out. You might be able to catch a scalper out front.
Right? And they're probably from New York, so don't even. And then did we ever clarify, are people allowed to go and attend the auction items without attending the gala? Did we find out?
I don't believe so.
Okay, because I know on Wednesday we weren't sure. We thought people might be able to go and put a bid on one of the auction items.
Oh, that's a good question. That reminds me, I need to get the KCHW item done.
Oh,
in
dude.
there today. I meant to do it last week. Wow. Thank you for the reminder.
All right.
Write a little note.
Right, exactly. We'll have to put a sticky on Chuck's forehead. Don't forget.
Man.
And then, of course, tomorrow night, October 26th, is the opening of our haunted trick-or-treat path. And,
Yes.
oh my gosh, Craig and his buddy came over, and they're like, we had to do 23 flats, and I think we got, 20 of them done with you guys there. It was just like a machine. They were like,
Nice.
it was awesome. And they were just like rolling out like a factory. I'm like, oh, you guys are rocking. It was amazing. So huge thanks to Craig and what was his name?
Julian.
Oh my gosh, right? Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Craig. It was awesome.
You made us happy to be able to help. So
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it was huge. And you need to drive by the house because we were up until 9 last night setting up the
path itself.
Yeah, we don't have the interior walls in, but yeah. So it's going to be ready on Saturday.
That's awesome.
And it is epic. It's going to be
Nice.
so cool. And of course, it's family safe. There's not going to be anybody jumping out at you.
Yep.
There's no animatronic things that like jump at you, right? Or like a big witch or anything. We have some pumpkins that go, and we have, some spiders with lights on their eyes and stuff, but we don't have anything that's there's no like slasher stuff or, movie stuff. It's all traditional stuff.
So you say that's going to be ready by Saturday. I've got some distressing news for you.
Yes.
Saturday's tomorrow.
I know. Thanks, Chuck.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Just in case you weren't aware. Sorry.
We don't intend to sleep between now and then, so it's okay. Sorry, neighbors. Oh, my gosh. They're just happy it doesn't look like a homeless encampment like it did last year. But, yeah, so
those kind of just blend in these days.
I know, right? But that is going on, of course, Saturday and Sunday. We do that. And then All Ages Blue Jam is going on. Blues Jam, Fired at Pizza, and Craig will talk more about that.
I prefer the red jam.
Is that like blueberry jam?
Oh, that sounds good. That would be good.
Ooh, I do love a good blueberry jam.
Right? We have, I'm going to just do some highlights that are coming up here because I know we want to get into Craig's stuff. We have the Senior Center Potluck on the 28th, on Monday the 28th. And that's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Senior Center. And that's always the last Monday of each month. And then, super exciting, we have the auditions
Yes.
for the radio play.
Yes, we
It's
do.
a Wonderful Life, and that is going to be at the Center for the Arts. And you can go and audition. You don't have to have anything ready. Just go to the theater. The auditions are from 6:30 to 7:30, and you don't have to memorize any lines.
No, that's the coolest part. There will be rehearsals. There will be costumes and everything. But yeah, the lines, it's makes it a much
Oh my
lighter
gosh.
lift, especially during the holidays.
No stress. Yeah.
I mean, you know how some of these plays can go. You know, sometimes you end up, especially a couple of weeks before,
Yeah.
5 days a night of rehearsal, and
Yeah.
then it's not going to be that demanding, and it's a fun thing, and you get to hang out. You get to be part of a live radio play. I mean,
That's
How-
what's really cool. Yeah.
you look at the population of the world. How many of those people do you say get to be part of a live radio play? Almost nobody.
Right? Exactly.
And even now, even in radio stations, they're exceedingly rare.
And we're bringing the art back.
Again, we've mentioned this before, but last year when we did a Christmas Carol live
Yeah.
on the air, the guy that writes radio plays for a living said, "You're doing a radio play live on the air? You
It
are
was
nuts."
so cool. Right? It was so cool.
People
We
are starting to get an idea.
We
Right?
had so much fun. That was an epic show. We all had a blast. We learned a lot. And that means this year's going to be even better. So it's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful show. We have 3 performances. The first performance, of course, here is live on the radio. And then we have 2 shows over at the Center for the Arts where you can go. And we'll still be presenting it as if we're in the radio station where people walk up to the microphones and present their lines like they're
Yep.
on the air. And it's just a neat experience because we do it authentically. So
Right.
it'll be in the 1940s when A Wonderful Life was filmed. And it's going to be so much fun and just a neat experience, something that you haven't really seen. So that's on Monday and Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 at the Center for the Arts. And then we have I'm skipping ahead to Halloween. We have Boo Fest, of course, going on from 3:30 to 5:30 in downtown Chewelah. We have the Curse of the Haunted Pharaoh over. Oh, I did that wrong. We have the Curse of the Pharaoh going on at Bradley's. And she says for Halloween, they go all out, and it will be different than it was this weekend. We, of course, have our Haunted Path that's open on Halloween from 5 to 8. So, yes, Chewelah, we love you. We're going to stay outside in the freezing cold for 3 hours. So definitely come out and see us so that we have a reason for freezing to death. And we do, of course, have candy-free options available for kids who can't have the sugar or the dyes. And then I think another Halloween event, Mystiqua is doing something.
Yes, they are.
They're doing a trunk or treat. Do you have that up?
I do not have it up, but we should.
Let me see if the chamber
Yeah.
has it.
Yeah, so really quick, we also have Matt from Oregon says greetings from Southern Oregon.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt. And Joe Wilzinski says hi from Loon Lake, and he was trying to think of some funny stuff to say yesterday. He actually, we did a funny little bit yesterday where we had the wacky but true stories, and we would read the headline and let Joe fill in what the story was without knowing what the story was.
Oh my goodness, that sounds a
And
blast.
It was pretty good, but he apparently now has thought of some of the funny stuff he could say. Maybe if he can make it in here by the end of the show.
Just saying,
he
you know
can-
where we are. You know where we are, Joe.
He just finished that off.
Gotta go scrape the ice off the window and
Right?
head into town.
It's always as you're driving home. Oh man, I knew something I could have said.
I should have
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
All right,
Every
and
time.
that's it. I'm gonna stop there, right?
Yeah, sure. Go
For
ahead and stop there.
Halloween? Yeah.
You know, it's funny we talk about Boo Fest as this thing that's happening in 1 week.
Yeah.
Actually, 1 week from yesterday.
Yeah.
Less than a week away.
Yeah.
And to me,
No pressure.
in my brain, Boo Fest is one of those things that is still a long ways away because we've been planning it and.
Yeah, and I was going through. So we went to our storage unit yesterday, and we filled up all of the haunted house stuff in the back of our, the car for Grover, the car that we just got, and it is, floor to ceiling, like in every little pocket, stuffed full of Halloween stuff right now. And I told Daniel, I'm like, hey, Kay, anything that we don't use, we have to, let the creative district decorate for Boo Fest. So we're going through, how many cauldrons does one haunt need? I only have like 12.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow. We have. I was going through my storage unit the other day, and we have one of those plastic cauldrons that tipped over, and something dripped out of it, and it's concerning to me.
Yeah, that would be a little concerning.
There was a liquid in my cauldron that's been in the shed for a year.
Some things we don't want to share on the radio, Chuck.
Well, you know what? I think what it was is for a while I had the bottle of the
the fog machine.
The fog
stuff?
machine liquid. I think it's because that stuff never dries up. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't go away.
Wow.
It's like mercury.
Yeah, so I think we have I think it was full of fog machine juice.
Wow. That reminds me, we need fog machine juice.
Oh, everybody needs a little fog machine juice in their life, right?
It's going to be one of those mornings.
It is. All right.
It's kind of like my head right now is a fog machine, it feels like.
Right? I
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah.
I hear
Oh,
you.
I hear you too. So, all right, let's get into some fun and games. You guys want to do a little trivia?
No, yeah, well, until
She's like, no, well, I don't
until
know.
I break, because I
Yeah.
mean, he's got his.
Well, I mean, I never know when. Like, is it going to be before the break? Is it going to be after the break? Sometimes I just get thrown right in. So I just, I'm ready.
he
You
is
ready, you ready.
braced, right? This man is ready. Okay, yeah.
I like to have
Ready?
my laptop out, honestly, because I can actually see the screen on that one.
So we'll do
Yeah.
it after break so you can
Yeah.
see then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right.
right.
Trivia us out. It's got to be something Halloween related.
This first one is not, but I think it's interesting. 28 states have designated an official state what? This is not your typical,
So flower, tree, bird. Every state has that.
Yep. This is something
They have songs.
different
Usually
than
have
that.
songs. Cryptid.
Ooh, no, but I like that. I like that answer.
He said it wasn't Halloween related. I don't know.
It's
State insect?
I'm trying to
Right.
I'm trying to give you a hint.
I know it would be the conifer bugs here.
It just gave you a hint. I don't know if you caught it.
Oh, coffee. A state coffee? State
Nope.
drink.
State beverage, yes, a state beverage.
Oh.
28 states have adopted a state beverage, and I wish I had the list of those because that would be fun to go down.
Oh,
But
I'll look them up.
Washington
go.
must be the Walla Walla
No,
sweet onion.
It's got a
Tea.
drink.
onion
Oh,
juice.
tea. Oh, funny.
You got to get that onion juice. Yep. All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna go on some other
Yeah.
questions. All right. So these are Halloween trivia questions.
Oh, I found them.
Okay.
Okay,
Are there
Washington.
any good ones?
Yeah. Washington coffee, of course, is the official state drink of Washington.
Duh.
South Carolina sweet tea is the official state hospitality beverage of South Carolina.
Of course it is.
In Kentucky, the mint julep is a state cocktail. In
can see that.
Texas, the margarita is the signature drink of Texas. Maryland is the rye whiskey is the state spirit of Maryland.
That seems weird for Maryland. I would think it would be like
Right.
something more highfalutin for Maryland.
I don't know. Cranberry juice is a state drink of Massachusetts. Milk is a state drink of Minnesota.
I can see that with all the cheese.
Right, and
Yeah.
also this
Well,
one
right
doesn't
next
make.
to the. See, there's.
Yeah, because Wisconsin.
Oh,
and
Wisconsin.
stuff.
I always get it
Right next door,
confused.
though.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
next
yeah.
door. It's
we're,
all right.
we're gonna let you have it though.
Close
And
enough.
then
They're milk heads, and then there's milk duds, and then cheese heads. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
you are cracking
Cook-
me up. And then we have also milk is also the state drink of Mississippi. I don't
Really?
get that one. Yeah.
That seems odd to me.
And coffee milk, I know this was the thing. Coffee milk is the official state drink of Rhode Island, and bourbon is the U.S. national spirit.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. I like some of those. Of course, I don't think we would have had to guess about Washington.
Right?
Yeah.
No, yeah. A lot of them are milk, which is kind of weird.
It just-
Arkansas, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana.
I like Indiana. It's water.
Right.
Why is that fitting?
I would think gasoline or something.
And then,
Gasoline in
oh my
Indiana?
gosh, this is awesome. Nebraska, the state beverage is Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Huh.
Do you guys remember Tang?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course I know.
So-
We have Tang in our cabinet at home.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, I haven't had Tang, and so I didn't even know that they were still doing it. When I was over in the Middle East, I was in Lebanon, and they served Tang everywhere. It was like a thing. It was really cool. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a blast from the past. Okay, sure. Yes, I'd love some Tang.
I grew up. You could almost stand a spoon up in my Tang when I was a kid. I would put so much of that
Oh
orange
my
powder in
gosh.
there. I would make it so like it was almost sour. There was so much in there.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
My family, they like to make this watered down, like you can barely taste it. And I'm like, you got to put stuff in there. You
If
can't.
it's
like,
not like super thick, I don't want it.
Yeah, yeah, and like they have this like watered down. It's just like sort of slightly orange clear water, and I'm like, they're like, oh, that's
Doesn't do
plenty.
it, yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't do it for me. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's do some Halloween trivia
Yes,
now.
please.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
You ready? I just thought that was a fun question. How did early New Englanders protect their home from evil spirits? This is a surefire tested way.
How do they? Okay, New
I-
Englanders.
There-
Okay.
And I've seen this, so I'm on a couple Facebook groups about things, finding lost things or finding things on your property, whatever.
Right.
And this actually comes up a lot. People find these and post them, and they're very interesting.
Okay. Well, I know people of Scandinavian descent, they would paint those sigils on like their barns and their farmhouses and stuff.
No,
What would be another one? Sometimes salt wouldn't last the ages. A lot of people will put salt around their windows and doors, keep out evil spirits.
or your
and say-
property, salt the edge of your property. Yep.
Got to be maybe I don't know, like a dolly of something, like a corn dolly or something.
Oh, that's creepy, but no.
'Cause that would last, right? You'd find
It
this
might.
little dolly. Hello.
It is
right?
it is a physical object. It's not a painting or
Right, right.
it's something that would last many years. It's a durable object.
Like a is it? So let's see.
It's a durable everyday household object.
Like a spoon.
Nope.
I don't
It's-
know.
It's an item of clothing, sort of. It's something you wear,
Okay.
and they would
Keep
put it
going.
in a certain place and then seal it up.
Like a handkerchief.
Nope.
Item of personal clothing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Do you give up?
I give up.
Okay, it's shoes. They'd hide their shoes in the walls and then seal over their shoes. Like when they're building the home, they would put shoes in the walls and then seal them up inside the walls.
Wow. I'd always be looking for the rest of the
I
body.
know they throw shoes over the power lines, but that's for something different.
Right.
That's when you're getting out of an area. You throw your
You throw your shoes, so you're not leaving any tracks, right?
Well, I think that came from like the military. Like if you go outside military bases, there's a lot of boots and combat boots and stuff on the power lines. When people are done with their service, they will throw their boots up on the power lines
interesting.
as they leave.
There are a couple of trees on our on our interstates that are designated boot trees.
Oh.
So there's one in Nevada off of 50, I think. I passed it a couple times. And there's another one. Where's the other one? I'll have to think about where the other one is. But yeah, there's a couple of places. I love taking the old byways. So sometimes the interstates will intersect with the old highways that used to run across the country.
Yeah.
And you'll find neat little things like that where people will go and donate. So you see little tiny baby shoes, and you see, women with strings in their stilettos that they've tossed over the tree. And it's just, usually it's a dead tree, right?
Yeah.
And
obviously.
it's decorated with all these shoes, and you pull off on the side of the road, and instead of seeing a giant ball of twine, you go to the shoe tree and you have like an offering. Oh, mighty shoe tree!
In North Idaho, there's a shoe tree in the Granite Falls area.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Right next to the Roosevelt Cedar Grove. They have a cedar tree it's just decked with shoes.
Oh, cool. You mentioned one thing that I think is just good travel advice for anybody, unless you're really on a time schedule.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to get off the interstate
Oh my
and
gosh,
take some
get
of the
off-
old
yeah.
take some of the old highways,
It's so cool. It's way
it's
better.
it really enhances your trip. 'Cause
It really does.
the interstate all looks the same, but
Yeah.
you get on some of these old highways and you really find some neat stuff.
You go through these old towns, you find these little amazing roadside things. Yeah, it's fun. I love doing that. There was actually a book that was all about the old two-lane highways that crisscrossed the United States that kind of disappeared once the interstate system was put in place.
And the interstates really economically sunk a lot of those places.
It totally
when they
did because
went
it
in.
bypassed
Yeah.
a lot of them. Yeah.
And it's really, if we can create an atmosphere of traveling off the main interstates, and
and
help- it'll help
it
some
is
of those
slower
communities
because you're
as well,
going
yeah.
in and out of rural areas. You're going in and out of little towns. But I mean, that's where you do find the giant ball of twine. Or my sister and I pulled over into Wilcox, Kansas, and they have the largest those painted eggs, those Polish painted eggs, which I have the word for those have eluded me at the moment. And they had like a 2.5-story tall painted egg.
Oh, wow.
And they ended up with this rich history about why they had these painted eggs, and they had them all throughout town. So we ended up, what was originally a dog break, right, to find some place for the dog to use the restroom. We ended up walking through this little town looking for all these eggs.
Oh, wow.
Now, mind you, this town was creepy as heck. Okay, so
As they often are.
Well, let me paint the picture for you, right?
So it's like Easter and Halloween combined.
Oh my gosh, it was so bizarre because we enter the town and we could not see a single person. Like there was nobody. All the shops were closed. Nobody was out walking. There was like nobody was on the actual town. Nobody was there, right? And then we're walking through and there are these big black birds. They didn't look like crows because they had longer necks, so almost like cormorants, where they have the long neck. But we're in Kansas. It's not, cormorants are water birds.
Yeah.
And there were all these abandoned silos and grain things. So you have these birds and they had their wings open. Sorry, Craig. They had their wings open because they were like, it had been raining and so they're trying to dry off their wings. And they're up on these silos and there's like tarps flapping in the wind and there's nobody around.
You just described an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Right? I was just waiting. So I took all these pictures. And then what was so funny, we ended up going and actually had a lovely time. Really nice. We knocked on the window of this one business because a business person was in there like, let us in. And she opened it. She opened the door and let us into her shop. And two other people came in from like nowhere. We didn't see them anywhere. And they walked in. They were from Spokane.
Crazy.
Right? Small world.
Crazy.
And then right as we were leaving the town, right as we were driving out, like doors opened up and all these people started coming out. It was like Children of the Corn. It was really creepy.
Wow. Wow.
We're like, run away, run away.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
let's get on to another creepy question.
Okay.
So what vegetable was once thought to have supernatural powers on Halloween? And this is fun. Not normally a vegetable I would associate with Halloween, but one of my favorite veggies.
Corn.
Nope.
Onions.
Nope.
Rutabagas.
Nope.
Kumquats.
No.
That's actually not a vegetable. Sorry.
Neither is corn. Corn is a grain.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Celery. I mean, I don't.
Ooh,
They're
celery.
they're big. They're round.
Pumpkins?
They're not orange. Pumpkin also not a vegetable.
Because it has seeds, so it's a fruit?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's a gourd, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway.
It's a gourd.
It's a very common vegetable, but not one that you'd normally associate with Halloween, I guess. I don't.
Peppers?
Maybe some people do. It's more associated with another holiday in March. In the spring.
Eggs? That's
No?
not a vegetable, Paula. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to blank.
Eggs are a fruit. Everybody knows that.
Like, well, I said Easter. I'm like, okay, eggs.
That is cabbage.
Oh.
Cabbage.
They
Cabbage.
do look like brains.
They do a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, when they're growing, they're the coolest plant ever, especially like the purple ones. I planted a whole bunch of cabbages in my yard this year because I just wanted to have like people coming to the haunt with these big giant cabbage plants, that look like the Rocky, not the show with the plant that eats people.
Yeah.
Suddenly
Horrors.
see more.
Yeah,
There
Little
we go,
Shop of Horrors.
Shop
Thank you. I
Horrors.
couldn't think of it either.
I know, but I wanted to have like all these cabbage plants because they're huge. They're like basketball
How did
size.
those work out for you?
No, nothing grew this year.
Yeah, no. I don't think anybody had any. It was so hot and dry
Nothing
this
grew
year. Yeah.
Yeah, we had leaves for a little while. I was hopeful for a little while, and then that hot 100+ degree stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're gone.
But thinking of cabbage, though, we're heading into soup. We're not heading into. We're full on in soup
We're
season.
falling in soup season.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
excited. I love soup season.
A nice cabbage or a nice leek soup.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
What is the significance of bobbing for apples during Halloween?
Because you really hate people and you want to mess up their makeup.
Wow. Interesting as that is, that is not the correct answer. Do you have a guess?
Ice bucket challenge.
No.
Right?
I've never heard this before. I'm just going to give you the answer because I'm guessing you're not going to get it.
Never gonna get it.
Originally, it was a fortune telling game where it was believed that the first person to catch an apple would be the next person to marry.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say next person to die.
No,
I thought they put the apples in the water to get the worms to come out of them.
Ew.
And then, hey kids,
Put your head in this water full of worms.
hey kids, stick your
Ew.
face in the water and swish your mouth out for a while.
Right, and then you're like chasing this apple around with your mouth, right? Like, how can you get a wet apple? Like, can you think think about the physics of that? How can you get a wet, slimy apple, right? Because it's wet,
But I think
water's
that's
kind
the
of slimy.
challenge. Yeah.
Is to like,
And then
right?
you add all the kid slobber that makes it
Oh, and the
even
kid
slippier.
slobber. Blech.
I hear some, especially a lot of the old timers, even people my age, because we grew up bobbing for apples.
Old-timer. Yeah,
Right.
make sure to get out your little cane there, Chuck.
Right. People talk about, why don't kids bob for apples anymore? Because it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's absolutely horrifyingly gross.
Yeah.
It's like double dipping times 1,000.
Yeah, just ew. No,
it's
thank
just
you.
a vat of kid slobber.
Like
no
maybe, okay, I have a vision. Maybe if everybody had their own little tiny bucket, right, their own little thing in front of their face, and then you just walked down the line and pushed everybody's head into their own little bucket, and then you were slobber sharing.
I like where you have like a thing above you, like a board above you with something like a donut or an apple hanging off of a string.
Yeah.
That's the much cleaner way to do it. And
that would be a lot,
and
especially those giant sourdough donuts.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh.
That would be.
Somebody dropped the ball. The big meeting is later. Oh, we forgot to mention that during the announcements today. The big meeting.
Oh.
For the Friday market is happening today, I believe, at 2:30 at the Senior Center.
It's not on the calendar.
And that is for the. It's in our daily announcements, but that is for vendors, volunteers, anybody interested in being a vendor or volunteer of the Friday market. People, if you just want to go and give your feedback about the year, they're going to be doing their board voting and everything. And maybe that's something to bring up next year. Something that got missed out on is using those big donuts.
Those big donuts is like an event. So like we have the pie eating contest. We can have a sourdough donut on a string contest. Who can get their donut the fastest?
I love that. God, talk about a great thing that happened this year.
Salivating now. Those donuts are so
good. And no more donuts till next year.
I know, but it's cool. It's a seasonal thing. We'll look forward to it.
It is.
Okay, more.
Right. In 2023, Travis Ginger, spelled weird, nabbed the Guinness World Record for the heaviest pumpkin. Take a guess. If you come within 100 pounds, I will give it to you a guess of what the
pumpkin
weight was. Yeah.
Well, I just saw in the news somebody had a pumpkin that weighed 1,000 pounds.
Not even close.
More?
Way more.
Oh my gosh, 5,000 pounds.
Way less.
I would say a ton, 2,000 pounds.
How much is a ton?
He just
roughly
said 2,000 pounds.
Do you know exactly how much a ton is?
I think it is 2,000 pounds.
Is it? Okay.
Now I have to look that up. Okay.
No, not a ton more than that, but not a ton.
Like a half ton more, like 3,000
3,000 pounds?
That's getting
that was
closer.
quick math there,
That's getting closer.
You said 5,000 was like way more.
5,000 is way more.
Well, 3,000, if it's more than 3,000, 5,000 is not way more.
It is.
This is a big pumpkin.
That's the size of a bug. What is it?
I think it was 3,500 pounds, 3,700 pounds.
No, you're going the wrong way from his ton and a half.
So a ton and a quarter.
2,800 pounds.
You are very, very close. 2,749.
Oh gosh, boy,
you were 51 pounds away.
How is
and
that
officially,
even possible?
a U.S. ton is officially 2,000 pounds.
Okay, I thought it was like a mile is some just random number of feet. I thought a ton was the same thing.
Wow, what the heck is happening here? Okay.
Yeah, it's like what 5,640 feet.
Yeah, it's just I think it's. Is it? You obviously know more about the stuff than I do, so I'm not going to correct you.
I love that.
But it's just a random number.
I love that Craig has all of this.
Just random calculations. And
right, it gets lore.
It gets tucked in between the song lyrics.
I'm a conversion. I'm like a walking conversion chart.
There you go.
Oh my gosh! Can you please come to my house whenever I'm baking? I'm like, okay, I have to transfer this into grams.
Yeah, that could be tough.
We have cutting boards that have it etched into all the conversion charts etched into the cutting boards. It's kind of convenient. Yep.
So we have the biggest pumpkin smashing the world record. A massive pumpkin named Michael Jordan.
The GOAT.
Right?
The GOAT.
Has squashed the world record for the heaviest gourd and earned its grower a neat $30,000 or 24,500 pounds in prize money. Oh. Why did they have it in pounds? A Minnesota, it's like Minnesota. Look, why is it in pounds? A Minnesota horticulture teacher, Travis Geingers, right? 2,749 pounds. Beat the previous record by 47 pounds.
Well,
because this is a BBC article. That's why.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I agree. How would you even grow that?
It's kind of cheeky, too, because they're talking about how much it weighs in pounds and then the value in pounds, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That is cheeky.
It's because all those British people in, Indiana?
Look at it's even. Oh my gosh! Look, it's even in Al Jazeera news. Wow, this is a very impressive pumpkin. Pumpkin heavier than a Ford Fiesta claims new world record. Wow.
That's important stuff.
Look at that. That's a huge
Wow.
pumpkin. Like, how do you even? I'd be like, yeah, I've got the world's biggest pumpkin, and then
And I've got the world's biggest tractor to pick it up.
I was just gonna
Nice.
say, ooh, look at no one knows how big pumpkins can get. Ooh.
All right, I like this next question here.
Okay.
Who brought the Halloween tradition to the United States? Which culture?
The Irish people.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
probably already knew that.
Well, because
I
it
heard that
originated
somewhere.
in Ireland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they started celebrating it in the United States during the potato famine.
Yeah.
Yep, in the mid 1800s. Next one, I'm guessing. I would take bets that you'll get this one right.
Okay.
Paula.
42.
Which Roman goddess is thought to be honored on Halloween?
Hecate.
You are wrong.
Oh no, I'm not.
You are.
Okay,
Fact
Roman.
checkers, come on.
The Kore is the goddess of the underworld. She's one who married Hades. That's Roman.
Well, maybe you know more than this person that wrote this trivia.
Yeah, I was
question.
gonna say who did they say it was?
Pomona.
Pomona.
You're like that Pomona.
Who the hell is Pomona?
She ain't
All
nothing.
right, we're going to check that
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
right
yeah. While you check that out, let's see.
now. No, that's a city in California. What are you
Right,
Right,
exactly.
Okay, which U.S. city hosts the world's largest Halloween parade?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which country?
Which
Which
U.S. city in the United States hosts the world's largest Halloween parade?
San Diego.
No,
Is it in California?
no,
Really?
it is not in California.
New York City.
Illinois.
In New York City.
Oh,
that
New
is
York City.
correct. It's the
Ni- oh,
annual
good
Greenwich
job.
Village
Yeah,
Halloween
just-
parade. Yeah. Yep.
We should have said Massachusetts.
Is it? I always hear it pronounced Greenwich Village, but it's spelled Greenwich. Are those two different places, or do people
It's
just
a
say
big
it
enough
really,
city. Probably there might be two.
Do
but
people just say it
Yeah.
really fast?
they'd probably
Greenwich.
just say it.
Yeah.
Greenwich.
Yeah. On Halloween, I'm fully pronouncing the witch, Greenwich,
Greenwich.
because it's a Greenwich for Halloween. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I like
Yep.
that.
Did you find anything out for us?
I did, but
Okay.
I'm reading about it.
Okay. Let's see. I'm skipping. There's a bunch of these that are. Oh, okay. When, Paula, and this one might be another one you might get right. When did Halloween start?
Mid 1800s, right?
What do you
Is
mean?
said?
The original Halloween.
Oh,
well, that
original
was
in
when
the
it was
US.
first brought to the U.S.
Yeah.
by the Irish. When was it first started
Well,
being celebrated, and for what reason? You talked about the reason the other day.
I know it's to protect the kids from being taken away. When the veil thins, ooh,
Well, it's the ancient this festival of this.
Samhain.
Yep.
Yeah, but when it was started, I mean, that's kind of it depends on what you're talking about when it starts, because there have been cross-quarter holidays at this time.
Name the century. See if you can name the century.
The century, he says. 1400s.
No, around 600 A.D.
600. Well, I'm looking
Yep.
at something that says the Pomona Festival started in Britain in 43 A.D.
Oh wow.
So,
Wow.
but see, they're talking about the Roman holiday. The Celts celebrated this holiday before the Romans invaded.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure about these dates. That's why I was like,
Right.
I don't know what are we actually talking about here. But yeah, so very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So we were running a little bit late. We're going to get to the break.
Yes.
And we are going to let Craig come back.
Yes, with all the music
yeah.
The
information.
Northern Light
And we're
Spotlight
gonna
right
do
after the
Light
break.
Spotlight. Yes.
Are you
yes,
gonna
yes,
like
yes.
play us into the break? Play us out of the break? Play us back in from
We'll
the break?
see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We maybe stick around.
Okay.
Stick around through the news. We're going to thank our sponsors. We may or may not have Craig come back with a song, but we will have Craig come
We
back
will
with the
have
Northern
Craig
Light
come back
Spotlight.
with the Northern Light Spotlight.
We'll be right back after
We'll be
this
right
break.
back after the break.
Are you just repeating what I say?
It's just one of those mornings.
It's 8:19.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for October 25th. I'm Edwin J. Vieira. President Joe Biden is issuing a formal apology for the federal government's Native American boarding schools. This comes after revelations about South Dakota's Flandreau Indian School show kids were forced to take prescription drugs and threatened with punishment if they're refused. A U.S. Interior Department study finds 973 kids of varying Indigenous American descent died attending schools in the system. Biden's apology is the first from a sitting president in response to a federal policy's impacts on tribal communities. Meanwhile, oral arguments were heard this week in a legal fight over redistricting outcomes for North Dakota tribal lands. Mike Moen reports.
About a year ago, North Dakota was ordered to adopt a new legislative map after the Spirit Lake Tribe and Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians, along with several voters, filed a lawsuit. They claim the original map, updated after the 2020 census, illegally diluted Native American voting rights. Attorney Samantha Blinky with the Native American Rights Fund says they're now trying to defend redistricting victories in the appeals process as state leaders push back on recent developments.
I think the big point here is these are extreme arguments. They go against decades and decades of precedent.
Those arguments she referred to are from the North Dakota Secretary of State's office. In its appeal of the decision to order new political boundaries, it contends private citizens can't pursue legal action under certain sections of the Voting Rights Act. The state also says its efforts did not violate federal law.
Boeing's machinist union rejected a new contract offer extending an ongoing strike for another few weeks. Not long before this, newly installed CEO Kelly Ortberg tried to reassure investors and workers that fundamental changes must be made to the company. Boeing has been in dire straits of late, with Ortberg reporting a $6.1 billion loss for the quarter and plans made earlier to cut 10% of the company's workforce, or 17,000 jobs. Labor unions in the battleground state of Pennsylvania say they could play a pivotal role in determining the outcome of this year's election.
In 2023, the state had 749,000 union members, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Anthony Ferreira, a retired federal worker and member of the American Federation of Government Employees, is among those mobilizing. He says he's walking the neighborhoods, knocking on doors, and talking with voters in an effort to motivate them to go to the polls.
This year, I'm making phone calls anywhere that any of the congressionals or senators or anybody is. We're at the rallies. We were at the rally for Kamala in Wilkes-Barre probably a month ago. We have people on our team that we're driving, folks that came into the area last Saturday to knock on doors.
Ferreira points out their response has been positive, even when folks don't support their candidates. Pennsylvania's early voting option is available until Tuesday, October 29th. It's the last day to request a mail-in or absentee ballot for the November 5th general election.
Danielle Smith reporting. This is Public News Service. Washingtonians are voting on a measure that will decide the future of the state's climate law. Opponents of the initiative say it could hurt the state's fight against increasingly severe wildfires. Eric Tegedoff has more.
Initiative 2117 would repeal Washington's cap-and-trade law, known as the Climate Commitment Act, which invests in climate resiliency programs with funds from the state's largest carbon emitters. Amanda Montai is a former wildland firefighter in the state and says a yes vote on the initiative repealing the Climate Commitment Act would damage efforts to protect against wildfires.
We're going to be potentially losing that $30 million in funding that's supporting things like prescribed fire, which helps reduce flammable vegetation, as well as manual treatments or mechanical treatments like using a chainsaw to cut extra vegetation or any number of other things.
The Climate Commitment Act has raised more than $2 billion since it went into effect last year. Opponents of the law, who are supporting Initiative 2117, call it a hidden gas tax for consumers and question where money raised from the law has gone.
The November elections are just 11 days away, and Black and brown communities hit hardest by Hurricane Helene, particularly in areas like western North Carolina and Augusta, Georgia, face significant barriers to voting.
Recovery efforts combined with political disinformation make it difficult for many survivors to focus on participating in the election. Adam Mahoney, who originally reported this story for Capital B News, highlights how natural disasters can complicate civic engagement, particularly for vulnerable communities.
When we think about North Carolina and Georgia specifically, they're two major swing states, so it kind of spells trouble for people to be politically mobilized, particularly for Black folks who are already disenfranchised.
Typically, Black voter participation in North Carolina and Georgia is above the national average for this demographic group. But Mahoney says, based on a series of studies, there's an expectation that voting in the affected regions will decline by around 10%.
That was Shantia Hudson with original reporting from Adam Mahoney for a Capital B Rural News Network collaboration. Animal rights advocates in Nevada and around the country are sounding the alarm about the living conditions and treatment of turkeys on large factory farms. Alex Gonzalez has that story.
This week, the group PETA held a demonstration in Reno to raise awareness of the 46 million turkeys it says are killed each year for the Thanksgiving holiday. The group's Delana Barrett says they're traveling to 30 states to educate folks at a time when bird flu cases are also on the rise in some parts of the country. Barrett says commercial breeding and raising of animals can create hotspots for disease to spread.
Animal agriculture, turkeys, for instance, they live in filthy, overcrowded factory farms. That's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for us to consume. Turkeys are slaughtered at just 6 months of age in factory farming.
Barrett says in the wild, turkeys can live between 3 to 4 years. In neighboring California and Utah, commercial flocks are already being affected by bird flu, which is also spreading among dairy cows in California.
I'm Edwin J. Vieira for Public News Service, member in
Northern Lights Public Radio is 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Deer Park, Colville.
And welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. This is the second half of the show for Wednesday. Or no, today's not Wednesday.
Hello, Friday.
What am I thinking? It is Friday.
Yes.
October 25th. I always had to look at the calendar for a second because I knew it wasn't Wednesday anymore.
Wednesday. Sharon is not here.
This has been one of those weeks. I swear I woke up this morning and it was Monday and now it's Friday.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This week has just gone by in a flash. I
Yeah.
say that every week, but this week in particular has been very, very quick. Just gone by really quick. So, Craig, what do you got for us?
All right, Northern Lights Spotlight. Our group is up to 159 members, so we're still gaining some members. They're not running away yet.
Right.
I like that.
Still trickling up there.
So what this is it's a group on Facebook that we put together. KCHW, Chuck and I put it together. Is a place for people to drop their event posters. Happenings around the area so that we can plug them here on KCHW on the Friday morning show.
Saying you and I did that is kind of generous to me.
You are an admin on there, so,
You said, hey, Chuck, I want to do this thing, and I said, cool.
Yeah, well, I had to get somebody to say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And,
It is a great idea.
I do approve people on it often. So
yeah, well, thanks, Chuck. And so I just want to say, last night we had a great Wild Wild West themed karaoke party at the Oasis. Coming up on Halloween, we're going to be having a Halloween themed karaoke event with some cash prizes and other prizes that you can get there with the best costumes. I think we're doing top 3 costumes. So.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I'm going to look up the best scary song karaoke songs.
Okay.
Beth.
Okay, so and then I also wanted to mention that our second and fourth Wednesdays at Andy's has been turning out really, really good. We're doing an acoustic jam on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month.
I saw the pictures from the other night.
Yeah, we
they're
had a
looking
really
good.
good turnout.
The place
and
was packed. How many musicians were there? It looked like at least
10 or so.
That
I
was-
didn't count, but we had a couple new members
Mhm.
that came in. One was a gentleman playing acoustic guitar fingerstyle,
Oh,
which
nice.
was really nice. And then we had an accordion, which really made it very festive sounding.
Oh.
Yeah. I forgive me for not remembering everybody's name, but I'm kind of, running through life and doing the best I can. So
You know, I've said it before. I'm a sucker for an accordion. I love accordions.
Right.
I love accordion music. I don't know why.
yeah, I mean, it takes some skill for
Skill,
sure.
right?
And then, like to be able to play the drum behind your back and then the cymbals and all that stuff and play accordion.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
right.
that's where I want to be.
Will-
I'll work on
Okay,
that.
next year
I was gonna say
we want
paging
that.
Will Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paging
Will
Will
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, that's totally Will Lee's department right there. All right, so let's start with this list. So, again, I'm going through the Northern Light Spotlight every week. I put up a thread. Basically, it's a post that says, hey, comment on this post, and we'll get you on the Friday morning broadcast. Now, the first one I have here, and I've been kind of helping add momentum to this by when I find something, I'll move it over and post for people that might not be active on the internet. But Valley Drop Time's having a Halloween party on October 26th, which is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's karaoke costume contest with cash prizes.
Very cool.
And that is in Valley, Washington. That is a place I used to do karaoke on Saturday nights before COVID. So good, fun place to sing some songs and great people that run that. So let's see. Cahoots up in Colville's having their Halloween party on the 1st of November.
Mhm.
And they've got first, second, and third cash prizes, it looks like. Anyway, go check out that if you're up in Colville. So that's the weekend after Halloween.
Well, that's a good chance to not put your costume away.
Well, that's what.
And get dressed up again. I kind of like that.
We'll just stay in costume
Right.
all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I do that anyway.
when Halloween lands right in the middle of the week like it does, it makes it like people have to decide, okay, are we going to do it early or are we going to do it after? And I always say go early because by the time after Halloween, it's just, it's...
The ship has sailed.
Well, you're in November.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway.
And generally, we have snow on Halloween scheduled this year.
Right.
Usually, it seems like every year within a day or two of Halloween, it's winter. When winter just comes on full blast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a whole list here of Halloween karaoke songs. Whenever you think that's appropriate.
Okay, our friend Darren Hindelbrand. That's just plain Darren. Yeah, there's a lot of Halloween songs, for sure. Now, he's playing at the Snow Eatery Brewery Saturday, October 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. The South Hill Grill Sunday, October 27th from 5:30 to 8:30. The Osprey. So these are, okay, yeah, October 29th, 6 to 9 p.m. And then QQ Sushi Kitchen Thursday, October 31st from 5:30 to 8:30. So that's Halloween.
Nice.
Very neat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, and hi, Wendy from Springdale.
Hey, Wendy.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome
All right,
to the show.
great.
Thank you for
Springdale.
Thank you for tuning in.
Spookvember at Brothers Bar and Grill in Springdale. He's doing a $500 cash prize for first place. He always has a great Halloween party.
wow,
So
cool.
if you're really into Halloween, I know Jeff always goes all out. He dresses up himself, but then his whole place is decorated. So let's see. It looks like DJ 29 Product is going to be DJing that night. But yeah, if you're out on let's see, what's the date? November 2nd. So that's when he's having his Halloween party down in Springdale at Brothers Bar.
Cool.
Let's see. We've got, of course, karaoke tonight at Fired Up Pizza with Cry from 6 to 9 p.m. That's downtown Chewelah.
Uncomfortable silence.
Hey, it's okay.
I know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Here, go. Let's. Paula's got some top songs, like spooky songs for
Yes,
Halloween.
for singing for Halloween.
Yeah,
so they
go
have
ahead.
these.
Let me
If
redirect
number one
this.
isn't the Monster Mash, I'm just gonna leave.
It's not. It's Thriller. So
Okay,
they have
okay,
they have it
acceptable.
divided up into different types of. So these are the 10 classic Halloween karaoke songs. Number 1 is Thriller by Michael Jackson. Number 2 is Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr.
Okay.
And then Monster Mash is number 3.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody's Watching Me, actually great song by Rockwell.
Yeah.
And then Monster by Lady Gaga is number 5.
Didn't Michael Jackson make an appearance in the Somebody's Watching Me song?
I don't know.
I do believe Michael Jackson lends his voice to that song.
Oh, see,
And
even
it
better.
always feels like somebody's watching me. And that's Michael Jackson that does that part.
Oh,
yeah.
how fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Halloween. This is Halloween. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
by The Nightmare Before Christmas.
mhm.
Time Warp, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Have you-
Adam's Family Theme by Vic Mizzy is number 8. And Purple People Eater by Sheb Woolley.
Yeah.
Very
Right?
cool.
Number 9.
Isn't the Nightmare on Elm Street? Wasn't that actually
And
Danny
number
Elfman?
10. Yeah.
Wasn't that Danny Elfman? That This Is Halloween. Didn't Danny Elfman do all the music for that?
Yes, he did.
Okay,
yes.
okay. I was gonna say,
Sorry.
if it's cool movie music, it's usually Danny Elfman,
It's
who
usually-
actually
yeah, I was
is
gonna say.
performing in Spokane soon.
Right?
Yeah, which
And
will be an
then-
interesting show to go to.
Number 10 is A Nightmare on My Street by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
And then the best witchy songs, Season of the Witch by Donovan, Black Magic Woman by Santana, Witchy Woman, of course, famous by the Eagles, I Put a Spell on You, which is what they actually sing in the Hocus Pocus movie, Witchcraft by Frank Sinatra, there's an old classic, Rhiannon, Fleetwood Mac, Magic Man by Heart, that's a great one, Devil Woman by Cliff Richard, and then Witch Doctor by David Seville, and Evil Woman by the Electric Light Orchestra.
Nice.
Right? And then they have vampire-themed ones. So Bela Lugosi's Dead by, is that Bauhaus, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not tracking. I'm trying to do this.
And then Vampire Money by My Chemical Romance, and I Eat Cannibals by Toto Coelho, and The Evil That Men Do by Iron Maiden, Supermassive Black Hole by Muse, Witchcraft again, and then Hungry Like the Wolf is also another great karaoke Halloween song, and Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival, and then The Wolf by Mumford and Sons, and then the Tainted Love, the dark romance ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and I'm just gonna pick some favorites here. You know the Addams Family where he's like, "I'll get the ball and chain," and she's like, "I'll get them." Do you know Daniel has a chain and the ball has fallen, but hanging in our bedroom?
That sounds a little personal to me.
It's one of the plastic Halloween things. I'm like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go with the Addams Family influence here. But Tainted Love, right? And then Love Bites, Possession by Sarah McLachlan, E.T. by Katy Perry, A Kiss from a Rose by Seal, or Dark Horse by Katy Perry, Bad Things by Jace Everett, Your Body is a Wonderland by John Mayer, Sweet But Psycho, that would be actually fun, right? By Ava Max. And then there's a whole bunch of them.
I want to make sure to. Some of our friends that come to the acoustic jam are actually part of the Big Stomp 2, which is happening at the Chihuahua Center of the Arts tonight at 7 p.m. and then Saturday at 7 p.m. So they got 2 nights happening, and you can purchase tickets at Acres Drug or Valley Drug, Colville House of Music, or at the door. So tickets are $15 each for the Big Stomp 2. And so that's a clogging performance by the Stevens County Stompers.
They're amazing. This is a great show.
And they're featuring Hannah Johnson, of course, who, she won the 2 national championships, but the important thing is she won the 2024 Chihuahua's Got Talent competition.
Right.
So I'm just saying, we're kind of a big deal here.
Oh, yeah. yeah, no doubt. And she's quite the drummer, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, really quick, back to Wendy, who's listening. It is also her husband Daniel's 36th birthday. So
happy birthday,
Daniel!
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Happy
Do I need to do the happy birthday song? Happy birthday, happy day, happy birthday, yay, yay! There we go.
Happy birthday, Daniel!
Gotta get right on the beat there, Jack. All right, go for it.
Okay, we've got a Halloween party happening tonight at the Colville Eagles. That's at 608 North Wynn Street in Colville, like I just said, and that's something that's happening tonight that's Halloween themed. Terrell Cripps Entertainment presents Halloween Party at 7 p.m. at the Colville Eagles. Yeah, this is a little bit cumbersome because I can't see some of these posts, so I have to find them again, so forgive me. Now, Daniel Hall, who's going to be playing this week, Thursday, that's already over. So Friday tonight at the Torah T, 6 to 8. Saturday at the Riddler Piano Bar from 7 to 8:45. And that's Daniel Hall. He's a performer that I've brought up to Chuck that would be good to bring into the studio and have him do a performance. He's quite an entertainer.
That was Daniel Hall?
Yeah, Daniel Hall, yeah.
I have on my my computer, my wife is always like, why do you have, she helped me. I used to have them like pin tabs, like 30 different musicians. And my wife, she went through and put them all in like a folder so I could put all those.
She's so organized.
Yeah. She's like,
That's
I
good.
can't look at your computer. I want to smack you upside the head. So yeah, I believe Daniel Hall was one of those.
So another great local artist is Nate Ostrander. He's going to be playing solo at the Black Diamond, and that's out in the Spokane Valley at 9614 East Sprague Avenue. He's another artist that I'd like to bring to your attention.
Yeah.
I actually saw him playing out at the Chihuahua Casino when I was a dealer out there, and I got to know him. I invited him down to the restaurant when I had him, and he's just a really solid performer. So
cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up everything for the Northern Lights Spotlight. Thanks again. Hopefully I caught everything. If I missed something, the last thing, and it's because I can't find it on here. Max Daniels, he's planning a big New Year's Eve party. So if you're looking to catch New Jack City the next time, look up his page and find out where he's playing for New Year's Eve, because that's the next gig he's got planned, as far as I know. So
fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
does sound like
he
fun.
did post it on here, but I can't remember. He commented on it. He commented on a comment, so sometimes they're hard to find.
Now, see, these are where I wish I could clone myself and be at both, because I would love to go to a New Year's show with Max Daniels. I think that'd be
that would be a lot of
yeah.
fun.
But we're also throwing our own. The Creative District is throwing a New Year's
the
Trash
Trash
Parade,
Parade,
ball, which we forgot to
yes.
mention during the events. Time to start getting those costumes ready.
Right? Well, I didn't go that far because I knew that we were.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
another thing on the horizon,
Mhm.
November 30th.
November 30th.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Two Stones and One Bird is going to be performing here in the Northern Lights studio.
Nice.
Yeah. So put that on your calendar. Our friend Jacob Van Noe and Ray Northwest, our friends, are going to be opening up that show. And we still have details to kind of iron out, but once we get those all together, we'll have a poster, and we'll be plugging it. We'll be letting you know about it. So it's going to be a fundraiser for the radio station. So
And I'm going to be making the
It's gonna be
posters for those.
awesome.
I have thought about that many times.
I'm sure you have.
I've given
and we'll talk more after
I've given
the show
it.
about
I've given it much thought.
It's on his list. It's on his list of things
Anyway,
to do.
thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, and that's it for the Northern Lights Spotlight this week.
Yeah, thank you for putting all that together for us, Craig.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
It's nice to know what's going on, especially music wise, because since I've lived here, I've heard conversations about there's all these great musicians, there's lots of stuff going on, but how do we hear about the stuff going on? And
Yeah.
I think between what we're doing here and we're working with other organizations to create a unified community calendar that will have all of this stuff eventually somehow integrated into the calendar, or at least as much as we can get people to submit to. So.
Oh, and one
Good
thing
stuff.
I did skip over, and I did miss
Oh.
this. Our friend Chase is going to be hosting an open mic tomorrow night, October 26th, at Fired Up Brewery in Colville. And that starts
cool.
at 5 and goes till 9 p.m. Sometimes they probably go a little later. Just depends on how good the jam is. So,
And what was that date?
October 26th.
Okay. Yeah, that guy has great energy. Really, when he's up on stage, good energy.
Yeah, and it looks like Yuri. It's Chase and Yuri's hosting it. So, but yeah,
Fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to make sure to clarify that.
Oh, so somebody said, based on one of your conversations earlier, Fabergé egg, I believe, is the word you're looking for.
For what?
You were talking about the eggs, the painted eggs. You couldn't think of what they were called.
No, Fabergé eggs are the eggs that were made by the jeweler for the Tsar of Russia.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not Fabergé eggs. They're Plensky. It's P something. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Polish painted eggs.
So, the
Right,
Polish
we're
painted
only-
egg.
right?
I can think of an acronym that I'm not going to say.
Pizanki are
Oh,
colored
okay.
and decorated Easter eggs. The art of Pizanki is cultivated in Poland, Ukraine, Lithuania, and many other East and Central European countries. The name Pizanki comes from the word pisak, which means to write or to print. Easter
What's
eggs
your
in
language
Polish.
on the radio?
I know, right?
I know. I was like, "Ugh,"
But they're gorgeous. But there are so many cool. And then good morning, Will, and thank you, Wendy, for some of the comments online. But there are so many awesome songs to sing for karaoke for Halloween.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and somebody's watching me. Love Potion number 9.
yeah, and
Boy,
so
that's a
it's
blast to the past.
karaoke.
Karaoke.
Right.
I'm just, I'm trying to be
Karaoke.
hip. I'm trying to be in
Right?
the know, and that's what, it's
The Witch Queen of New
karaoke.
Orleans.
I love it.
How fun!
I love that. I noticed
Themed
earlier.
karaoke is just, it's like karaoke with a little bit of like
Steroids. Yeah.
pumped into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, you
yeah.
gotta
That
add
sounds like
some
a
excitement.
fun. Ooh, my husband is
People
watching.
are always like, what do I sing? And then, like, if there's a theme, it's like, it kind of narrows it down.
Right? You
You
should
know-
have these printed out. This is awesome.
I've done some things. I worked once. I've actually managed a bar that did karaoke, and there were times when, like, the karaoke people we hired started. They had this playlist of thousands of songs,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And they would have people not really participating, or people would look through the book and say, and then put the book back.
It's too many.
And
yeah.
then they would go down and they would pick, like you said, they would do theme nights, and they would pick like 40 or 50 songs that they would pick for that night. And man, everybody would, when those are the few songs you have to
Yeah.
pick through, and then once that song got picked, you cross it off the list. And man, the participation
Right.
went
Well,
through
there's
the
some
roof.
things you learn
Yeah.
over, doing karaoke for a
Yeah.
while. You got to have a hype guy, So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so like if somebody's a little timid about singing, well, hey, get your hype guy with you.
Yeah.
They'll come up and they'll take the attention away from the person that's singing because they're going to be dancing around and they're going to be having fun, right?
Yeah.
And
Right,
getting
right.
other people hyped up.
Exactly.
And so it's important to have the hype guy.
I've also
or
seen
girl.
karaoke where
Right.
like the person running the karaoke really wanted to be the highlight of everything.
Oh yeah,
And they would just sit up there, and it would be like a one-man
one-man
show.
show,
where,
yeah.
where
Per-
the
perpetual hype person.
yeah,
Yes.
where the person would just sing all the songs, and
Yeah.
nobody, and they were sometimes really good, like really good.
Yeah, but still.
But you can't have your karaoke guy be too good and take
Well,
all the
that's
Then
songs.
not
nobody
really
wants to
karaoke.
sing, yeah.
Then that's kind of more of like
More of a performance, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I would never in a million years have thought this would be something to sing for karaoke, but Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I love it.
Right? They have like a sing the karaoke version here. Like, wow.
You
Okay.
could do all the
Yeah.
different
Aight.
voices, all the different voices of the
Ding
Munchkins.
Dong, the Witch is Dead. Witch, oh witch,
We
wicked
are
witch.
the Lollipop
Right?
Guild. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Well, and then another thing to do when say you're not too familiar with the song, or
Mhm.
at least it's a song that it is one that everybody knows. It's like encourage people to sing along with you, and it
Yeah.
makes it so much more fun.
yeah.
It's a big thing, and that's one of the things I learned from Max Daniels is get the crowd involved. Reach out and put the mic in their face. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like do that, because what it does is if you get the crowd involved in what you're doing, it's like they have so much more fun.
Mhm.
They do.
If you're just up there singing in the corner, nobody really, it's
Yeah.
like you're not really.
Like somebody there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, you don't have to sing great. You just have to get people into it.
I
Yeah.
think I've said this before. I went to a karaoke place inadvertently, but it was over the summer. I think.
Inadvertently.
Actually, I think it was late winter, early fall, or
How do
early
you
spring.
accidentally stumble into karaoke?
It was late.
Oh,
at-
I'm on the stage with the microphone.
we were in Spokane. It was late at
that
night.
drink I had.
It was like the only place open,
Uh-huh.
and it was a pizza place that was doing karaoke, and the microphone and the sound system they used, it was like a kid's boombox with like
Oh,
one of those really
no.
junky plastic microphones.
Mhm.
Sounded terrible. You couldn't hear anybody singing over the top of the crowd
The
noise.
chowder,
and,
yeah.
and it was just, and I tried to get up and do a song, and you couldn't even hear yourself sing. I didn't
Yeah.
know I didn't even know if the microphone was on. I'm just standing in the middle of the room,
He's
like,
basically reading
Right.
lyrics, can't hear the music, can't.
and it was in the middle of the room, like standing there in the middle of everyone eating, not like on a stage or anything. And it was really awkward. And I really think the setup for it was like
Well,
it
I'm
was like an
sure
afterthought of
sometimes
karaoke.
people will go like, "Why do you charge what you do?" Well, I bring professional microphones. I bring professional
Yeah.
PA gear. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you sound like you're on a stage in front of a big crowd, and that's what we do, and that's it's important to bring that element to it. Because if it is just like a cheap boombox or whatever, or just like
Yeah.
a little home karaoke setup for the kids or whatever, it's not built to handle it.
I got this little karaoke. It's a little portable. You got a little sling you can put over your shoulder, and it has a microphone. You can play music through it, and it actually sounds really good. It's a nice little Bluetooth speaker.
Sounds like we need to go do some busking, some
But-
karaoke busking.
But then you
Is that
put,
allowed? Can we do that?
I don't.
is there
see,
a permit
Is there
process?
I was gonna say here in Chihuahua, that would be hysterical.
Is there a law against it? I don't. Think
I don't
so.
know.
I don't know.
We can find out real
I
fast.
was gonna say, is the mayor listening?
We'll just go down to the mountain market and start trying and see how that goes.
Right? Oh my gosh, that would be
The
hysterical.
man in the big hat might come out.
But no, this cheap little karaoke thing I got. You
Only
plug
if it
in.
was really bad or loud.
Yeah.
No, you plug in the microphone. It's got this echo that sounds
Echo.
absolutely horrible,
Echo.
and you can't turn the echo down or off.
Echo.
Echo,
Yeah, it's
echo.
awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
It's got an
Awful.
echo.
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 It's bad.
Bad.
Exactly.
You rock. We're not troublemakers.
We got
at all.
analog effects here.
Yeah.
Right?
Good thing we're in a radio station full of special effects.
I know, right? Well, unfortunately, this board has none.
Gasp, shock, horror, dismay. What?
Although, I've been looking into all kinds of.
Gotta add some.
We'll have to get a little sampler so we can just
Right?
hit the button, with the applause and stuff.
I've got a little one I used to keep under here, but I can't get the volume up on it enough to play through the board. But I've been looking into digital boards and stuff that you can, simulators and things for your computer that we could run the board through.
Right.
And then have like on-demand effects and all that stuff. So
You reminded
Fun
me
stuff.
I need sound effects for the one-act play. Thank you, Chuck. I'm gonna look them up now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you are
yeah.
welcome. Hey, so we're running a little early this morning. Early, I guess.
We have
today.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left. We
Okay.
usually run over.
Check this out.
Okay.
In 1998, a Danish man said goodbye to his 86-year-old father by taking his corpse, yes, corpse, for a motorcycle ride and stopping at a bar for a beer and a cigar. Fleming Peterson asked to be left alone with his dad, dressed the corpse in leather, a helmet, boots, and dark glasses, strapped it to his Harley-Davidson, and rode around Copenhagen for 3 hours to his father's favorite places.
I see people. I see occasionally you see stories about stuff like that. Some people are grossed out or mortified by it, but everybody's got their own way to do things, and
I'm not going to drag your dead body around,
No,
Chuck.
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
But if that's somebody,
You die, Laura and I are going to put you in the ground and be like, love you, bye.
yeah, I don't care what you do with me when I'm gone. Like, I don't need it. Whatever's
I don't
cheapest.
think we're going to dress you. Oh, maybe we could have no, that would be weird. Yeah.
Whatever is the cheapest thing you can do. I don't care. Dig a hole in the backyard next to the dog.
Oh my God,
I'm
dig for
fine
the
with
dogs,
that.
right?
Yep.
Okay, this is much more fun.
Okay.
In 2017, the first fossil of an ichthyosaur was found in India.
Ichthyosaur. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't
They're
that-
kind of tall, long neck, skinny.
No, it's
No?
a marine reptile.
Oh.
So it's like one of the big, long marine reptiles that was 152 million years old.
It looks like a cross between like a long neck and a
Yeah.
and a whale.
Yeah, it's got that big kind of end body
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
long neck and the
Yeah,
little
yeah, like
They got
the Loch Ness monster.
little flippers. Yeah.
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 I think because that's one of the things that they some of the Loch Ness monster folks think it
Right?
might be
An ichthyosaur.
an ichthyosaur.
Well, and we have actually a similar monster here in Washington on the Olympic Peninsula. We have the Ogopogo monster.
Oh yeah.
And so you go by Crescent Lake, and there still is to this day $1 million reward from the Bank of London if you have photographic evidence, proof of the Ogopogo monster. Yeah, so go hang out at Crescent Lake on the Olympic Peninsula. Great camping there.
What do you guys think about that? Because I know like in Loch Ness they've tried for decades to scan and using modern equipment, but one of the problems there is the water is so murky.
Yeah.
That even modern equipment has a hard time
Seeing
really
anything, yeah.
penetrating through and it's full
Right.
of caves and they found caves that actually go under the water and connect to other bodies of water.
I was just going to say, I think
Yeah.
that there is a tunnel,
Mhm.
right? I think there's like a tunnel that the Loch Ness kind of goes into the ocean and maybe even over to Crescent Lake here in Washington. So I think it's a tunnel system.
That would be a
I think.
long tunnel.
Well, I'm just saying, who knows? We're finding amazing stuff every day.
And who knows what's living in the center of the earth? Ooh.
Right?
Well, a lot of these cryptids like Bigfoot and them, they it's easy to be skeptical and say, "Oh, it can't exist. How could it possibly exist if nobody's got proof of it?" But there have been so many sightings and
Yeah.
so many evidence. Maybe there's something there.
There's
I don't know.
There's some truth in those myths there.
And especially if
right?
you go, especially you talk to some of the native communities. I know
Mhm.
in Alaska, it's not a myth in Alaska. You talk to any of the native communities, and they're what you would call Yeti or abominable snowman or whatever. They're like, yeah, oh yeah. They're like, yeah, we saw them all the time as kids.
Mhm.
Right.
And it's not a question. It's just part of the wildlife there.
Right.
And I'm just wondering, and that's especially in the native communities around. It's not just in Alaska; it's around the U.S. They're just like, they're just around here, and it's not like a mystery to them. It's not a
Well, and I think this is what I always kind
It's not
of
a debate.
started with is I'm like, people always assume that like a Sasquatch or a Yeti is a primitive being.
Right.
Right.
Now, what if you flip that around to where they're actually an advanced being?
Yeah.
To where they understand things outside of our realm of understanding.
Right.
like how to hide really, really well.
Well, I mean, if you can play with like
Light.
dimensions,
Yeah, and dimensions. Yeah.
we might what we see is something in our 3-dimensional view might be different. Than what we're actually. I know it's kind of like woo, out there a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, open up your mind a little bit, people.
Exactly.
There's a book that goes the other direction, but really does a great job of describing and explaining that sort of difference between how different dimensional creatures see the world around them. It's called Flatlanders, and it's a love story about 2-dimensional creatures that fall in love, but one is a 1-dimensional, one is a 2-dimensional creature.
Oh, weird.
And they fall in love with each other, but they can't interact with each other because
my brain was trying to imagine how that would work. Yeah.
well, because one is a single point and one is a plane, based on the different dimensions. They're shapes.
Right.
And they fall in love, and the whole book really does a great job of describing the differences between, every dimension. We are 4-dimensional creatures.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the 4th dimension, and that's not woo. That's a scientific fact. We can experience things in 3D. We can experience 2D. We can experience 1D. We can see all of those things, but we can't see. We know there is 5 dimensions. There's what is it, like 12 dimensions that we can't experience them, but you look into string theory and all that.
Right.
Any dimension above can see the dimensions below, but you can't experience anything that's happening in a dimension above where you exist.
Right.
So there's got to be something there, like maybe there's.
Well, there's some good analogies out there that you can either listen to or read about that kind of help explain that idea that you're talking about. Like I'm not as well versed necessarily in it, but yeah.
Well, like I don't really believe in the supernatural, but I also believe there's probably things that we can't explain that
just outside of our understanding.
They're outside of our understanding,
or our Western belief, because there are a lot of
Yeah.
cultures that are not so
rigid, maybe
rigid and like Western dogma about what's real and what's not real and scientific and you can't prove it, whatever.
Right.
That absolutely have a better, I shouldn't say better, have a different understanding of energy as beings, as life forces,
right.
as all these other things. And one of the interesting things, if you read about shamanism, and I talk about the general term about shamanism, not necessarily the people who just are in Siberia, which is where the term shaman originally is from and talks about, but the fact that they learn how to unsee what they see, right? Because our brains filter out like 80% of what is actually is coming in, and it makes everything
sensory
logical.
overload. If you try to take it all in, it's too much.
Right. And so they train themselves to stop seeing only what our brain automatically says, okay, I'm only looking here, and allow them to see some of the things that are not normal. Let them see, different things that are catching the light and bringing it to the attention. And a lot of the study is just how to relearn how to see.
Well, and meditation and stillness is important because if you can truly get yourself into a completely meditative state where everything's still and you're not being bombarded with all these distractions, noises, however you want to describe them, that'll open you up to be able to maybe perceive things that you wouldn't normally.
Right. Well, yeah, and like I said, I'm not religious. I don't, I'm not really superstitious, that kind of stuff. But it's the first law of matter. Matter can't be created nor destroyed, and that also energy counts in that. And we are whatever you call it, our spirit, our soul, depending on whatever belief you have, is made of energy.
Yeah.
And that, again, scientific fact, we produce energy. That has to go somewhere, and I really believe, and there's some pretty strong evidence that maybe we do exist in multiple planes at the same time, and maybe that energy is in another dimension.
Yeah.
And it continues to exist after our physical body dies, And I think there's a scientific explanation for it. Because, like I said, I don't believe in the supernatural. I'm not a religious person, but I have experienced ghosts. I believe in ghosts. I know they exist. I've seen them. I've experienced them.
Right.
So
that's supernatural, Chuck. So
Well,
you
I
do
know.
believe in the supernatural.
I know, but I think there is a solid scientific explanation
No,
for
I
it.
agree. I agree. I think people are beings of energy. I agree. And like you said, that is scientific fact. And anybody who's spiritual will acknowledge that, whether you're
Yeah.
Christian or Buddhist
Yeah.
or Muslim or whatever. People are spiritual beings and beings of energy.
Right.
That's why prayer is so effective, because you have all these people that are thinking and praying for the same thing.
Exactly.
Well, that's energy that you're manifesting
Exactly.
and directing. So I definitely think there's a lot that we don't know, right? There's a lot that we need to be open to learning and seeing and understanding. So this is like a 10 o'clock or midnight conversation to have, not
Yeah.
first thing in the morning on Friday before Halloween. right?
This is our Wednesday night.
We're getting
10
like
p.m.
deep here.
We are.
It's
Sorry.
okay. We'll let that, let that, we got a week to think about that.
Right.
Right? When the veils are thin. I mean, they
Right.
traditionally, for all the spiritual communities around, especially the indigenous ones, this is a time where they notice that they are able to better communicate with people that have crossed. Whoops, that's my 9 o'clock alarm. But yeah, so it's very, very interesting. That's why the Dia de los Muertos is over the 31st, 1st, 2nd. It's that whole week because different energies are happening that they felt like they were able to communicate and celebrate their past loved ones. And there's, again, celebrations all over.
Yeah.
So I have a really depressing thing, not depressing, but kind of interesting perspective
Yeah.
as we leave. 2 months until Christmas
Wow.
is on our special events thing today. That just kind of brings it all home, right? The end of the year is that close. I know. I had the
Just a
same
blink.
reaction.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, that's like a gut punch.
And I've even done a little bit of Christmas shopping already. And to add to the disappointment of that, everything I've bought so far has been substandard to where I can't give my kids this.
Right?
This is awful. And I've had to return everything I've bought so far because I'm like, this is garbage.
Right? Well, see, I told my family, any presents you're getting are coming from Chihuahua artists. Like I went over and got stuff from Valley, and I have stuff ordered from Red, and I have earrings that I might be convinced to release from Indigo, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know, maybe.
I do think as we move forward closer to Christmas, and things are tight right now, I think, for a lot of folks
A
around
lot of
there.
folks, yeah.
Experiences are a really great gift.
Right?
And those are things that you will always carry with you. You always have those memories of those experiences. More so than stuff,
Well, and we just
And
keep
you could-
accumulating stuff in
Yeah.
the Western culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you have to get rid of it or it breaks, and then we put it in the landfill, and
Right.
it's just a horrible cycle of consumerism.
And some of these
consumption,
things, some of these things will still involve money. You can do like a day at the mall with your kids, and you meet at the food court, and then go out and play in the mall all day, or stuff like that. Go to the aquarium, that kind of stuff. All right, everybody. Well, that just about does it for our show then.
All righty.
You look intent, like you're looking up something there, Paula.
Just looking up. This is. There's a lot of things that are kind of. I'm thinking about. So again, we're getting our hunt ready to go, right? So we're just full. We have stuff. We have bins everywhere, right? And I have committed this year that our hunt will be cleaned up, packed away, and put away by November 2nd. So I'm looking at 2 months until Christmas because I'd like to get out all of our Christmas stuff, right? So because last year we were so late in putting away our Halloween stuff that it was like December before we had stuff up. We didn't get our Christmas tree
Right.
till the day before Christmas. So I really want to make sure I get that Halloween stuff put away and our Christmas stuff out so we can enjoy it.
We have not decorated for Halloween yet.
Oh my goodness!
I keep 3 weekends in a row. I've told my kids, all right, let's get the stuff out, let's decorate. And they're like, well, before we get all the stuff out, we want to have a plan. We don't know I don't know what's
Right?
in those bins. Every year
You
stuff
just
gets
gotta open it.
because we don't take our stuff down till much later than we really should, and every year stuff gets ruined. You know?
No.
And then I don't want to give our secret away, but there's certain locations that are only open seasonally that if you go the day after Halloween have really great sales.
Really great sales.
Every year we'll gain new stuff. And by the time, it's like a scavenger hunt. You open up those boxes next year. You're like, oh, that's right. We bought this thing last year. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So Lord knows what's in there. We can't plan that.
Well, and I have been, like I said, I pick stuff up. So I have I've got to have a plan on where it's going where in our hunt, right? Because we don't have a lot of time. I got to get everything out there. And the car is full of bins. I mean, it is. We have bins. It's like, and I'm like, gosh, there's a lot in that. I don't know what it is. So this will be kind of a fun, almost Christmassy event because we're like, whoa, look at all this cool stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Nice.
It's going to be cool.
You got some big stuff coming up for Christmas.
I know. I'm so excited about the Christmas tree labyrinth. Did you see the parking lot? Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I haven't been by there yet, but we will talk about the stuff as we get closer to Christmas.
Yes.
Let's talk about the stuff after Thanksgiving. How about that?
No, that's not. No.
Don't forget about Thanksgiving.
I don't celebrate Thanksgiving,
okay.
so
okay.
yeah.
That's fair. All right, everybody. Well, that does it for our morning show today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Tonight, you can come on by from 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to have the best classic rock and more with Old Man Mike. Don't come on by. Listen on the radio.
Listen on the radio. Yeah, that might scare Old Man Mike.
Right.
The radio.
I said the wrong word. You can tune in right here tonight.
There we go.
From 6 to 8 p.m. for the best classic rock and more with Old Man Mark live in the radio. We get a lot of positive feedback. If you haven't listened to a show, he gets some really deep cuts.
Really neat stuff.
He plays some amazing. I actually really like coming in here, and I'll pretend to tinker around the station, and I'll just crank his music up.
He always has some track of some
Yeah.
band I've never heard. He's like, you got to listen to this, and so it's like I have to take notes so I can remember all of them because he keeps dropping all these names and songs. And
he brings it when he comes. He's got some good stuff.
He's done his homework. Yeah,
he really puts a lot of thought into what he plays on Friday nights. Then from 8 to 10, we have the psychedelic era with the Hermit. Then from 10 to 11, stick around with the Hermit for Days of Confusion. So we hope you all have a great weekend out there. Enjoy.
Stay warm.
Yeah,
Stay warm.
Sunday's
and
gonna,
dry.
Yeah, Saturday's going to be okay weather-wise. Sunday's going to be a good day. Maybe plan to stay inside. Maybe put some soup on.
Unless you're going to my haunt.
Unless you're going to the haunt.
To my haunt.
So go out to the haunt, then go home.
Then go home and have soup.
Put your soup on. Go to the haunt, and then come back and dish up your hot soup with maybe a hot tea or maybe a.
Right.
Ooh, maybe it's time of the year for a hot adult beverage.
Hot cocoa, ooh, hot toddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the haunt is actually, I was looking at the weather. Of course, this is all subject to change, right? But we're open from 6 to 7, only an hour, because we really don't want to freeze to death, because last year we froze to death. So 6 to 7, it looks like that's a nice spot in the window break, the weather break.
Oh, perfect.
Where it doesn't look like it's really going to be that wet. It looks like it's happening before and then later. So if you come to the hunt from 6 to 7, you might be able to get a good picture in front of the backdrop. So you have a family Halloween picture, and going through the hunt, it looks like it's going to be okay.
Good.
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect,
and again,
perfect.
It's suggested donation of $5 if you guys come. We're trying to raise funds for Bradley's Taekwondo, and all funds go straight to Bradley's for sponsorships, nationals, keeping the heat on, camps, things like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have a great weekend out there. Don't forget, there's lots of great stuff happening. There's the haunted house happening at
both
Bradley's
of them, Bradley's
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo tonight and tomorrow.
There's trunk or treat happening up at the golf course. Bring the kids.
Yes.
Adults stick around for music later. I think the kids can stick around for the music later.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's music. There's a great band, one of my favorite local bands, or favorite Spokane bands, Rockabilly Space Force, playing. Your Haunted Path happening
Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Bradley's the Curse of the Pharaoh is
That's
going
right.
on tonight and tomorrow night. And then our hunt, the family-friendly hunt, is going on Saturday and Sunday. So you can actually come to both, and you can support both and have a very different experience, because we do not get anywhere close to the Bradley's level of scary.
And don't forget, get yourself in the mindset.
Yes.
Get ready. Monday, Tuesday night. I'm really excited for this. Auditions for It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, It's a Wonderful Life.
For our annual Christmas radio play.
Yes, and don't forget to check out many of Craig's karaoke nights with the themes and everything. So that's awesome.
And if somebody in this town needs to clone themselves as well, it's Craig.
Right, it's Craig.
You are
definitely.
everywhere all the time. What is that movie? Everywhere, all the things, everywhere, all at once. Something I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to do it without having friends and people that help. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. This has been the KCHW Morning Show. You guys have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's 9:09.
Your KCHW